Okay, this is actually kind of an interesting question here. This is ID 30878. How can I reschedule a criminal court date? Question detail. I received an MIP in my hometown and am now in school across the country. I missed the court date and don't get to go back home until December. A friend told me that the best way to approach this is to go to the local authorities, turn myself in, post bail, and then a new court date will be assigned to me. In my situation, approximately how much do you think that bail would be? Is there any way that I could make sure that my court date is a date when I will be able to be in state for whenever it is reassigned? All right, well, let's parse this up a bit. As a practical matter, because you're, out of the state on an MIP, which isn't a particularly serious offense, it's a misdemeanor, it's generally not extraditable. If you had an MIP here in Washington, in Pierce County, and you were stopped in Spokane, or maybe even Snohomish or somewhere closer, and the officer discovered that you had a warrant for failing to appear at this court date, they wouldn't arrest you on it. They would advise you of the warrant, more often than not, advise you of the warrant until you need to take care of it. Every day, I'm in court and I have clients with warrants in other jurisdictions, and the judge tells them, you got to fix this. They don't get arrested for it, they're not taken into custody. Now, that being said, some judges, some prosecutors take a much sterner approach to this sort of thing, and you could be arrested. So you're out of state, you have a warrant for your arrest. By local authorities, I think what your friend means is here in Washington State, nobody out of state is going to care that you have a warrant for MIP in Washington. They don't have jurisdiction over you. They can't do anything about it. If it was a serious offense, if it was a felony assault, if it was a murder, something like that, they're going to care. They're going to arrest you. They're going to ask Washington if Washington wants to come out and grab you and haul you back to Washington. It's not going to happen on an MIP. So you can do a couple of things, and really it depends on which court. Every court has its own way of doing things. If we're here in Pierce County, what I would tell you is we would call the prosecutor up for you and say, listen, this person has a warrant for missing an MIP here in an arraignment or a pretrial or whatever it was. We want to schedule a quash, and that is the hearing at which you quash a warrant for your arrest, a bench warrant. And they'll schedule that for us, and generally we can have it scheduled for a date when you're likely to be back here in the state of Washington. There are times in Pierce County District Court, for instance, you don't even have to be there. I can go take care of that for you, or one of the attorneys here at the firm can schedule the quash for you and schedule it for a time when you're likely to be back. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about that, but really what I'm curious about is what jurisdiction, what court do you have this warrant in? Because that makes a big difference. The prosecutor in Fife is absolutely going to handle things differently than the city of Fife. It's going to handle things absolutely differently than the Pierce County prosecutor's office is going to handle them. And that's going to be different than the attorney for the city of Ruston. So where you are matters as much as anything else. The other question is which hearing did you miss? Is it something where they sent you a summons and told you have to show up for court on this date and you were already back at school? Or did you sign for a date and you just didn't show up? Do you have any prior failures to appear? These are all questions that are kind of important to give you the best answer. You can give us a call here at Derflinger Oliver, and we'll talk to you for free about it, ask you some more questions and get a little bit more information so that we can answer your question. But frankly, you don't have a lot to worry about. You have some options, but you have to take action, and you're probably better off hiring an attorney to do that. So give us a call. We'll talk to you and we'll help you figure things out. But this is all manageable. We have solutions for you. We can help you out, and really any quality defense attorney could. Give us a call.